The agenda? Packed. Their plates? Full. On the table for urgent discussion are several hot-button issues, ones that could further test ASEAN's unity. ASEAN centrality, essentially the bloc's unity, is vital, but it doesn't come easy. The bloc is often divided over a range of key issues. Take the South China Sea. The bloc is naturally divided between claimant and non-claimant states. Experts say that claimant states are often more anxious when it comes to pushing for resolution on the South China Sea issue. But even among claimant states, their positions vary. The Philippines, for instance, have recorded the highest number of incidents with China at sea. Another example, the Myanmar crisis. These countries here are friendlier with the Myanmar military, whereas these here have taken firmer and more vocal positions against the Myanmar military. And that's why one of ASEAN's top priorities is to ensure that the bloc remains united regardless of the issue it faces.
What I see has changed this year is the leadership. Prime Minister Anwar has been active in promoting ASEAN on the world stage, at the likes of World Economic Forum, BRICS Leaders Summit, SCO, etc. And this has played a role in, I think, helping ASEAN become recognized as a key player in international affairs.
On top of that, Mr. Anwar has been particularly hands-on in dealing with crises closer to home. In July, he helped Cambodia and Thailand contain escalating border violence. He's also the only ASEAN leader so far to have openly engaged with both the Myanmar military and its opponents, the National Unity Government. But there's still more that can be done at the upcoming gathering in Kuala Lumpur, especially as ASEAN hosts the East Asia Summit, which brings together key partners such as China, India, Japan, Russia, and the United States.
I would have liked to see some kind of effort to reform or at the very least reinvigorate the East Asia Summit to play a more significant and active role in promoting stability and prosperity.
All eyes will also be on whether US President Donald Trump will attend the summit in person. If he does, he would be the first US president in 2 years to return to an ASEAN summit. The growing presence and interest of superpowers in ASEAN can be a double-edged sword. On the flip side, it could pressure the bloc to abandon its careful balancing act of not taking sides.
ASEAN's main priority is economic stability, prosperity. And I think that's where China is a reliable partner. I think overall ASEAN countries are looking at ways to diversify their reliance with the Americans. Now the point is this: as their reliance and economic relations with the Americans dwindles or diluted, the American influence on Southeast Asia will also be affected. I think that is a strategic calculus that the Trump administration have missed.
Current ASEAN chair Malaysia is set to ceremonially hand over the role to the Philippines at the upcoming summit. And time is ticking for Malaysia to tie up loose ends, particularly on Myanmar, which is expected to hold elections by the end of the year.
I think the Malaysian government will want to get an agreement from other ASEAN members on the level of acceptance. What are the criteria that ASEAN should have before ASEAN will accept the result of the election result in Myanmar?
Navigating Myanmar in the future, post these elections that are being announced later this year, really, I mean, in my view, from my own analysis and take of it, would be upholding the 5-point consensus's compliance as a benchmark for further engagement. And as I mentioned earlier, engagement does not mean acceptance.
Malaysia has also announced that ASEAN will officially welcome its newest member, Timor-Leste, at the upcoming summit. Leong, CNA.